Yes.
Hello, hello, everyone. How are you, Dr. Zhu here with Dr. Sonal Desai. Thank you for being here today. Very nice afternoon for you, and good morning and good day for everyone who is watching us. We are waiting a few more seconds for our video, more people to join in. Anyone who is here, please let us know that you are here. Send us a little note of a hello, or send us little likes and little hearts. We all love that. And if you have any questions for today's speaker, to Dr. Sonal, please do so. And I see we are going for a minute, so let me introduce our guest of honor today. And so she is Dr. Sonal Desai from India, and she's a gynecologist with focus on preventative adolescent health care, and teaches nationally and internationally all different kinds of seminars in these topics. And she has a wonderful website, sahajcare.org. You see that within this post. And very importantly, she is focusing on the physical and the psychosexual changes during teenage years for the girls. So she's been doing this for the last 10 years, and providing this scientific knowledge for thousands of girls and moms, and helping them for a healthy growing up and a healthy understanding of what their body is, and to have to become healthy moms themselves also. And most importantly, that she has many videos, and so she can reach out on social media through her videos. It's through her website as well. And Gujarat County in India teaches her videos twice a year in every school for all the girls. So thank you so much, Dr. Sonal, for being here today, and greetings for you. And how did you realize this mission, this passion, what you have?
Thank you so much, Dr. Seuss. And thank you for connecting me to these beautiful women from different places. So thanks a lot.
You're
yes,
welcome.
your first question, very interesting. So actually, it takes almost 10 years to become a gynecologist, and we we study a lot, and we work very hard to become a gynecologist. So along with my regular practice, I wanted to utilize my knowledge fully. And then I could see that teenage is the age. It is the age of the different changes that happen in the body, like changes like physical changes, then psychosexual changes, lot of social changes, emotional changes, spiritual changes. So it is mainly an age of changes rather than big diseases. And this was the area where a lot of scientific information is required to be given to girls, because they are passing through these changes. So they have a lot of queries, they have a lot of questions, but there is not a single place there where they can go and get all scientific information. Though they can ask their parents, they can go to, read the books for their queries and questions, and nowadays they can Google, but they don't know that whether the information is correct or not, and they cannot get all the information from one side. So I decided to create such kind of information in a form of PowerPoint presentation. And then I used to go to different schools and big hostels. A very large number of girls, I used to give them scientific information about their health and sexuality. And girls were also very happy and confident. At the end of the session, they wanted to ask so many questions. So that gave me tremendous satisfaction also. So after some time, as I cannot reach physically to each and every girl, so then I decided to make an educational film of about 55 minutes, and that is complete by itself. Each and everything is covered in it most
That
of the
is
time.
that
Yes,
is lovely. That is lovely,
yes,
and it's amazing. You are the number one presenter in the series of how to get your get inspired to reach your intuition, because what
yes,
happened is that you found your intuition, what you should be doing, because you found there is a need, and
yes,
you said this is it and I have to do it. So
yes,
I
yes,
just want to pinpoint out for everyone that you also have a passion inside you, an intuition, what you should be doing. And if you open to that, in this intuition portal, if you calm enough, meditate enough on it, I don't want to get into that, but to see beautiful things can come out of it. And
yes.
so much help can come out of it. And every one of us have a realization. Every one of us
So
has a passion.
yes, so that happened to me. Being a gynecologist, if I cannot give this kind of education, or if I run away about giving education related to sexuality, then who else will be able to do that? So that
Right,
was my
right,
question to
right.
myself.
Because it's a very taboo issue. Moms don't
Yes,
want to talk about it. Teachers don't want to talk about it. And the
exactly.
girls among themselves start talking. I remember how I was. I just got a book from my mother and say, okay, this is it. Said,
Yes,
okay, and we were very interested in this, and nothing else existed just to learn about our physique, and now what is
exactly.
happening, our period is going to come, and then
Yes,
what is going to happen when that happens, and then you have all these crazy thoughts, because children become unmanageable, girls become
yes,
unmanageable. I say not only girls, because boys too, because the hormonal changes
absolutely,
affects them.
absolutely.
Okay, so what is your mission with your work? What is your mission,
Um,
Dr. Sonal,
yes,
with your work?
yes, Dr. Seuss. Basically, I believe that every girl has right to information. And when a girl gets proper information and scientific knowledge, it makes a family happy. And when a woman gets that information and she becomes happy and responsible, society becomes happier. So that is why I'm interested in this, spreading this work to each and every girl, every corner of the world, basically, because this is a very basic education. So
Yes,
that has to be gone to each and every part of the country.
yes,
Yes,
yes. It's very, very important. So
yes,
let's get into the middle, and let me
yes.
ask you, what are your most important things you want to tell to girls and their moms? Because right now, moms will be watching this and will have a chat with their girls. What is the information, the most important things you would like to share with them?
Right. So basically, it starts from childhood. Mom should make aware about the body parts in a very natural way. When she is, giving birth to her child, then at that point of time, she can make her aware about different parts and what are the important parts, what are the private parts. So parts should not be touched by anyone, anywhere, anytime. Only parents can touch those parts, so that should be put in a very light manner, not it should not be very loud in itself. So it starts from that, and then the most important part is communication. Keeping communication open is very important. So when a girl comes to teenage, at the age of in the teenage, then mother should tell her that she should feel free to ask any question, any silly question, any silly query, and she should listen to her without any evaluation and judgment, because it is very natural for mom, whenever a girl asks any question, it is very natural for her to judge, well, why this question is to her, what has happened. So that's very natural to go in judgment and evaluation, but she should put that aside and just listen to her with love, that what exactly bothers her, and accordingly she should answer her, such that she feels very safe, and she is not stopped by asking any question. So when this is established communication is there, then it will be easier to ask, I mean, even if she wants to give her advice, she will listen to her. So be her friend, basically. During teenage years, be her friend and hold her hand. That is very, very important.
Yeah, it's how do you become friends with a teenage girl if you haven't been friends with her as a young girl? So moms, here is the thing: you must be a good friend with your daughter, your
Yes.
boy as well, but your
Yes.
daughter was very, very young age on that, so you earn her trust, so she will tell you, and you don't criticize her. But if you don't know something, you say, I don't know, and let's
Yes.
look into it so I can answer it for you. So, and
Yes.
there are very important video libraries what you have that they can go
Yes.
to and educate
Exactly.
themselves as moms to explain and maybe watch it, together with the daughter. So
Yes.
let us discuss about the educational videos now.
Yes.
Okay, and the content, because this is serious, and we are here for a very serious reasons, because someone has to talk about it. And
Yes.
what are the contents your videos contain, please, if you can
Yes.
tell us about that?
Yes. This is a question I like the most. The name of the video is Torch for Teenage Girls. So basically, it gives complete scientific information and knowledge, which acts as a torch while girls are walking on path of girlhood. That's why it's torch for teenage girls. And as I said earlier, teenage is the age for major changes and not major diseases. So I talk mainly about the physical and psychosexual changes. So I start with talking about the physical changes, external changes that happens. External changes are the changes which are visible. So for example, there will be increase in height, increase in weight, there will be development of breast, development of body hair, and development of, beginning, initiation of vaginal discharge, etc. And also there will be internal physical changes. These internal physical changes we will not be able to see, but we will experience the effect. For example, there will be a development of female egg, and that female egg will release from the ovary, and there will be beginning of menstrual cycle periods. So the important thing is to know what is the science behind this. So I talk about all science, why it happens, why internal changes happens, why external changes happens, what is the science. So that is very, very important. And then I talk about how to manage menstrual period, and also the myths related to menstruation. Like in India also there are so many myths, like you cannot touch other person while you are in periods, or you cannot eat certain food, you should not exercise, or you should not enter in temple. So there are so many myths around cycle. So I give them the science behind that, so they understand what is it exactly. And then I talk about the very important topic and very sensitive also, psychosexual changes. That all sexual changes related to sexuality happens because of that development of sexual drive. And what is sexual drive? Like for survival, what is important is having hunger. Hunger is the reflex, rather say reflex or basic instinct for survival of physical body. Like that, Sexual drive is basic instinct or basic reflex for reproduction. So that is normal and natural. It is present in every animal, every human being. So that is basically completely natural. And then this, what is the science of development of sexual desire? So I talk about that, the science behind that, hormonal changes, how hormone affects the sexual desire. I talk in detail about that. And then about the expression of sexual desire, that sexual drive needs different kind of expression, like there will be need for emotional bonding, there will be attraction between girls and boys, and there will be desire for sexual act. So I talk about that. And then I talk in a little in about the sexual act, which is very very important. And why I talk about that, because then girls understand where to stop, because when they don't know the science, they don't know about it at all. So that is very very important. So I talk about that. And then I talk about the consequences of sexual act, which is also very important, like what can happen because of sexual act. So like undesired pregnancy, then sexually transmitted diseases, or in some society where a girl who undergoes sexual act before marriage, then she feels guilty about this. So that affects the relationship with her marriage in future. So that is also possible. And most important is unintended pregnancy can lead to unsafe abortion, and that can risk to her life also. So this is very important to know.
Yes.
And then, yes, and then I talk about the science of pregnancy. How does pregnancy takes place? Which is very easy to understand for them, because we have already talked about the science. And most important part also in certain society, like what decides the gender of a baby. When a woman is pregnant, then what would be the gender of her baby? What decides that? So the myth is that a woman decides basically the gender of the child. And in some society, when a woman gives birth to a girl, and then again a second girl, and then again a third girl, then many a times husband, I mean, leaves her and marries another woman. But the same thing can happen, because because that gender is decided by male egg. And most of the people, they don't know about it, that it is the male egg which decides the gender, not the female egg. So I talk in detail that why, how it happens. So that is very very important to know that.
Wonderful. So I think dads or dads to be needs to watch that particular video
Yes,
as well.
yes, that's true, that's true.
So
And
it's very important. Go on.
yeah, and then I also talk in detail about the prevention of sexual abuse, and a little about diet, nutrition, vaccines required during teenage. Sorry. So that is what the content is, and definitely
So
the
very,
detail about it.
very powerful, very, very useful. And you mentioned something, and I have a special question about it, because this is not very clear for all girls, and it can be very much misused if the proper information is not there. You mentioned it, sexual abuse. So
Right.
how important it is to educate girls how much is all right and how much is not all right, and what is all right and what is not all right. Could you
Yes.
please tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, this is a very, very important topic, and it is very close to my heart that it has to stop everywhere, because every third girl before the age of 18 must have undergone any kind of sexual harassment. That is worldwide data. So what we see is just the tip of the iceberg. And whenever I hear something about the sexual abuse, I get so angry that something has to be done. So yes, it is very important, and I would like to that first thing is everyone has right to live an abuse free life. It is their right, everyone. And girls should clearly know that what is sexual abuse and how to prevent it. So, by definition, what is sexual abuse? It is any kind of sexual behavior that is directed towards a girl without her consent. It could be physically, it could be emotional blackmailing, it could be showing her pornographic photographs, or ultimately doing rape. So, all kind of in different many manners, but this all is included in sexual harassment and sexual abuse. So basically, as I said earlier, first thing is that the girls should be taught in their childhood that what are the important parts, and that should not be touched by anyone in any case. That is very important. And when mostly the abuser is non-person, most of the time when we hear about the sexual abuse, most of the time it is non-person. So the first step is recognizing inappropriate and unsafe behavior. So any kind of behavior, like any kind of touch, a person who touches a girl, particularly in early teenage age, when she knows, because she also knows what is right touch and what is bad touch, so she understands what kind of touch is this. And when she feels unsafe by this touch, or when she feels that this is not appropriate, she should be very assertive. And if that assertiveness doesn't work, then she should run away with yelling, and then tell any person who is adult or close to her mom or any other adult person.
Yes.
So that is she can do immediately like this. And in late teenage girls, there are two aspects basically. One is sexual abuse, and I will also like to talk about the casual sex. So, for late teenage girls, the most important thing is saying no powerfully. So many a times that emotional blackmailing, the people might do emotional blackmailing with her, and initially she may not find out that this is something of blackmailing. But whenever she comes to know that this is not something appropriate, she doesn't feel safe, or she feels unsafe, then she should powerfully say no to anyone. So saying no is a powerful tool for her in any kind of situation. So that is very important for her. And another aspect is casual sex, because nowadays, it has become little kind of not exactly fashion, but it is happened so much in a regular base that happens that. But they don't know that is where this education helps them, because they don't know that while having casual sex, what are the consequences. There are consequences of every action, so sexual act has its own consequences. So they should actually have that knowledge, and they should exert responsible sexual behavior, which is good for them and good for others also. They should not harm themselves, as well as they should not harm others. So that this education is very, very helpful.
Yes, very. And let me insert here a little bit that, if they
Yes.
know this early on, that they understand what is the kind of chatting which is normal between boys and girls, when it's not appropriate, and you must stop that. Girls should not initiate a conversation with boys in this regard at all, even though you feel attracted and, oh, this boy is so cute and everybody likes him and so on and so forth. You shouldn't be doing that. So we must say that there are consequences of doing such a thing. And I had recently an interview in Hungary in a women's business group about arranged marriage and how is it working out, and how important it is to be friends without sex being an interfering factor there, and understand that, you know, it's not the chemistry which will hold you together, but
Yes.
your mutual interest in life, your
Yes.
mutual value system,
Friendship.
that you can communicate with each
Yes.
other. You know, you can talk about everything and anything, that you are best friends,
True.
basically. And
True.
I believe that girls are coming out of broken relationship. Moa has this, that is, you know, you're gonna have a messed up life in your personal life, in relationships, if you are not educated in this. I had that
Yes.
for a long time. So that's why it's so close to my heart to educate girls, that there is a great consequence. You can mess up your life, you
Yes.
know, until
Absolutely.
forever. You know, and if moms take the responsibility now to have this education and to talk about, and you need to, you know, take your shame down and your humiliation, that my daughter will laugh at me,
Yes.
whatever, come for us
Yes.
for help. We help you moms with your issues on that, and fears of talking to your daughter, because your daughter is very hungry for information. And
Yes.
if you are not giving her the right information, she will get it from all different sources, which may
Yes.
not be right. So she may
Exactly.
be talked into doing things because you didn't provide her the proper information. So now, how will you live your life with that? You will say that my daughter became a this and this, because you are not able to face the mirror and see you haven't done the job that you should have been doing earlier. So now it's time. Do it now. It's so important. It's so crucial
Absolutely.
to, you know, for our healthy world, you know.
Yes.
So
True.
important.
Yeah, yeah, it is very, very important. And this is, I mean, this can happen to, this sexual abuse can happen, and this basic information is required by each and every girl across all the borders, across all the economic status, because it's a natural, I mean, human body. It is all about human body and mind.
Yes.
So this is very, very
You know,
important. Yes.
I like to add to this, because there was, how girls dress today. Heavy
Yes.
makeup. They very early on they want to look older, and then we got older they want to look younger. You know. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, moms, educate. If you use heavy makeup, your daughter wants to use heavy makeup because you are teaching her that she is only beautiful with all that
Yes.
crazy colors and everything on her. And
Yes.
so understand the consequences of that. And she needs to understand that she's beautiful the way she is, as God,
Yes.
gave her the beautiful body as she is. and
Yes.
and not to use, showing body parts, because you see now these videos on YouTube, these
Yes.
singers and what, and girls try to,
Absolutely.
copy it. And it's, we live in Europe and it's cold, and they're still wearing these, little
Yes.
tops with their, and then they getting all, kidney problems to everything else.
Yes.
So, and wearing the mini skirts, and
Yes.
also understand that, don't you need to educate your girls
Yes.
not to use
Yes.
the body as an attraction, as because they are gonna be learning that they are only valuable because they have a nice breast or a nice bottom, and
Yes.
it's all going towards sexual communication. So
Exactly.
if you as an adult doing that, you have to stop doing that.
Exactly.
If
I
you
would like
want to
to
have a
say
proper
here.
relationship in your life
Yes.
as an adult. And
Yes.
yes.
I would like to say here that yes, though how girls, matlab, how they dress or how they talk, that doesn't give anybody a permission. That is also a one part of it, that you can definitely dress, and you can dress whatever you would like to dress, but when your family or close friends are there with you, what trustworthy persons. But otherwise it is up to, otherwise it is ultimately your body. If you want to protect yourself, then where in which circle you are going, where are you going, what kind of people will be there, which is very, very important to know, and dress accordingly.
Yes.
So there are
when
both the aspects.
when in the subconscious mind of the girl who didn't have the father figure in her life and didn't
Yes,
get enough attention by the father
yes,
figure, they want to have the attention of the opposite gender from the boys to feel
yes,
valuable. So
yes,
therefore they will provoke communication, they will provoke by their dressing, their
exactly.
behaviors. So moms, please educate your girls on that.
Education,
And
yes,
you as a mom,
education.
stop
Yes,
also doing that, because you will attracting the wrong guy, I
yes,
did that for so long. So wrong, not good for you.
absolutely.
So you
Yes,
must
true.
clean out your heads on that. And I'm so glad we can talk about this, because it is so important. No one
Yes,
talks about it. And we
yes,
must take the responsibility to talk about it, because what happens is, who is going to do it if
yes,
not us? And you become an ambassador also to teach others in your own circuits. It's
yes.
so important. And we haven't received any questions here. I guess we are
Okay.
providing pretty strong information here. But lastly, what
Yes.
is your special message, your special message for moms, Dr. Sonal? What
Okay.
is your special message for moms?
Yes. For moms, I would like to say that first you educate yourself, because when you educate yourself properly, then you will create an understanding, and with that understanding you will be able to talk to your daughter appropriately. You can make her understand, you can make her show different scientific videos and educational videos. So it is very important to get yourself educated first, and not only that, you will also get the benefit out of that. You will be able to understand better the reproductive diseases if they happen to you, if you have this basic knowledge. And also you will be able to understand menopause, and you will be able to manage menopause very well. So educate yourself first, and then make your daughter understand and be her friend. That's my message.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Thank you very much. And
Thank
let
you
me
so
finish
much.
with my little
Yeah.
message that please, moms, get your self confidence and self worth first, and build this into your daughter, so she doesn't have to dress, talk, use different body languages, which is not ladylike.
Yes.
I think more than ever, we need to be a lady again, dress accordingly like a lady, act and talk like a lady. We have to learn that again.
We are unique,
Educate.
basically. Yeah.
Yes,
We are unique by ourselves. So we need to
yes,
express ourselves rather than copy other people.
yes, because it's so much emotional role reversals that girls and women became men,
Yes.
very controllers, they're
Yeah,
telling what to
exactly.
do. They stopped being gentle and gently guiding, because you
Yes.
can reach anything you want, you can get anything you want by being gentle and being smart. I'm not saying manipulative, but
Yes,
being
exactly.
smart and gentle, if it's the right thing, then you should be able to communicate that. And not
Yes.
by talking too much, but being silent and being reserved,
Right,
being
right.
reserved. And you don't need to talk too much, believe me. I used to do that, nobody listened. When you finally shut up, and
Right,
then you speak at the right time, the right
right.
words, the right sentences, then people will listen and you will be
Exactly.
heard. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us, watching us. And Dr. Sona, thank you for your very valuable time
Yes.
to taking out from your very busy schedule to be here today. And God blessing for everyone, and lots of love for everyone. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you
Thank,
so much. Thank
thank
you.
you. See you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Have a good day.